Ottawa Centre.
Speaker, my question is for the Minister of Training Colleges and Universities. Speaker, during the past week, we have been hearing a lot about the new Ontario Trillium International Scholarship Program. I've been watching in dismay as the official opposition postures that this new scholarship will take opportunity and funding away from Ontario students. I'm also surprised at the suggestion that scholarships for international students is somehow akin to sending money overseas when it would actually be spent at our universities and in their communities. We know that students are concerned about tuition fees and how they will afford to pay for post-secondary education. You will recall I asked you to address these concerns here less than 2 weeks ago. Minister, what is the McGuinty government doing to support Ontario students?
Minister.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I appreciate the honourable member's question. But I think it's important that we point out that it is important that we attract the best and the brightest to Ontario's universities, both from within Ontario and from around the world. I'm very pleased, Mr. Speaker, that our government spends every year over $500 million on grants and scholarships for Ontario students. At the same time, we are part of a global competition for the best and the brightest around the world, which is why the Trillium scholarships will help attract them here. Mr. Speaker, this is about jobs for Ontario. International students inject about $1.5 billion into our economy, and studies show that about 80% of these best and brightest from around the world stay in Ontario and contribute to our economy. Mr. Speaker, the Trillium Scholarship has been supported by every single student group.
Supplementary.
Speaker, our universities are known throughout the world for the high quality of their education and programs and the caliber of their graduates. Ontario universities attract students from around the globe to study medicine, business, science, and other academic disciplines. When these international students complete their studies, some become ambassadors for Ontario as they return home to other parts of the world. But, Mr. Speaker, as the Minister said, many wish to stay in Ontario after they graduate. They wish to contribute their skills, talent, and education to what might become their new home. At the same time, Ontario needs these highly educated graduates to contribute to our prosperity and to meet labour demands. Mr. Speaker, could the Minister tell these aspiring Ontarians what the government is doing to retain more highly educated international students after they graduate from universities in Ontario?
Question.
To the Minister of Citizenship and Immigration, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, attracting the best and brightest talent in the world is a priority of the McGuinty government, and we recognize that in an open Ontario, a highly skilled workforce is essential to ensure that our province remains strong and prosperous. That's why our government is taking action to ensure that international students, when they come to Ontario, they stay in this province when they graduate. Our expanded provincial nominee program will make it even easier for international students to remain in Ontario after they have obtained an advanced degree from an Ontario university. International students, for example, have earned a master's or a PhD degree in Ontario no longer need an offer of an employment to apply to be fast-tracked for permanent status.
Excellent.
Mr. Speaker, these changes are part of our Open Ontario plan to build a stronger economy by creating opportunities for international students to contribute to Ontario.
Hear, hear.